Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel, and in this video, we're going to be reviewing renter's insurance from Lemonade. So if you're considering renting a place to live, you need to understand that your landlord's insurance covers the building, but it does not cover your stuff. So if there's theft, a fire, or something else, like say someone visited you, gets injured, and you get sued because of it, you and your stuff are not covered. Now, I had applied to rent a really nice place, which was a real step up for my family. But in order to get the lease, my potential landlord told me that I needed renter's insurance first. So I looked into what was on offer, and that's how I found out about Lemonade. So I'll tell you what Lemonade offers for renters, how it works, how much it costs, what it covers, and how easy it is to process claims. I'll tell you all about my experience and what the pros and cons are, so you can decide if it's the right kind of insurance for you or not. And if you find this review interesting or helpful, you can show your appreciation by liking this video and subscribing to the channel if you haven't already. To see more of my reviews and just to be upfront, I review brands that I use, like, or have checked out, and I, along with my team, do our homework thoroughly. So if at any point you decide to try Lemonade for renter's insurance, and maybe you also want to add pet insurance from them as well, check out the affiliate link down in the description. It doesn't cost you anything, and you might even get a bit of a discount, which you wouldn't get if you went directly to their website. Okay, so first let's look into the company. Lemonade is a New York-based insurer that provides coverage to renters, homeowners, and pets, and they also do car and life insurance in many states as well. And they're actually a newer company. They were founded in 2015, and their renter's insurance is only available in these US states. And if you want to check out if they offer renter's insurance in your state, you can go directly on their website and see. And Lemonade is doing something pretty cool with insurance. They're kind of changing the game a bit. By bringing in new tech and keeping things really transparent, they're making it super easy for folks to get insured and get their claims paid fast. They call themselves a tech company doing insurance, not an insurance company doing an app. And in a market that's known for boring details and fine print, Lemonade really stands out. Their website is packed full of useful information that's written in a really simple way that's easy enough to digest, and it's much easier to navigate and use than any other insurer that I considered. And I know that it may not be for everyone, but using Maya, their AI chatbot, or their mobile app to get covered, paid out, or make claims and manage your policy is really simple. And that's a word I never expected to use with insurance. So this high-tech approach allowed Lemonade to cut back-end costs, so their premiums are some of the lowest in the industry. And in terms of how they charge, Lemonade operates on a flat fee structure, and because they work with reinsurance companies that insure them, they're known for paying claims out quickly and without a fuss, which is definitely a game changer in the insurance industry. Another thing that impressed me about Lemonade is their give back program, where your unused premiums are donated to charities that their customers can choose. Okay, so in terms of how they work, Lemonade works like other renters insurance. With plans starting as low as $5 per month, they cover personal property, temporary living expenses if something happens to your place, along with personal liability and medical bills for guests injured at your place. And this includes fire damage, some kinds of water damage, theft, and vandalism, plus you're covered if you or someone else gets hurt while they're in your home. And just to recap, there's personal property that covers your stuff, say if your laptop is stolen or a fire that your greasy hamburgers made destroys your kitchen. Then there's loss of use, which will pay for you to stay in a hotel if your home is unlivable after a covered event like a fire or a tornado, for example, whereas personal liability will cover you for injuries or property damage to other people because of your actions at home or elsewhere, and medical payments will help pay for treatment bills if you or your guests need medical care because of something that happened in your home. And in terms of premiums, they're tailored to your circumstances, like your location, your age, and your credit history. And the more comprehensive your coverage, the higher your monthly payments will be, of course. And you can also add specific coverage for high-value items like jewelry, cameras, artwork, expensive tech or instruments, stuff like that. So once your policy is active, you pay a monthly premium, and you can manage your policy by logging into your account on their website or by using their really good app, which is hands down one of the best insurance apps I or anyone on my team for that matter has ever come across in the industry. And at this point, I just want to reiterate, if you decide that you want to get renter's insurance or pet insurance from Lemonade, check out the affiliate link that I left down in the description below, which if you use it might give you a bit of a discount, which isn't available if you go right to their website. Okay, so what I really liked from the start is that getting signed up was almost as easy as ordering takeout. Maya, the AI assistant, took me through some basic questions like where I live, whether I have fire or burglar alarm, and who I share my home with. Next, Maya asks if you have any valuables like cameras, bikes, jewelry, or art, and whether you have portable electronics like laptop or phones worth more than $1,500. And then the system system looks into municipal databases to see how old and durable your building is, how far from the coast and how close you are to the nearest fire station, so on and so forth. And within a few minutes, you have a quote, and mine was for $20 a month with the option to add my landlord and a spouse for free, or if you pay $1.70 to add a significant other, although roommates are not automatically covered. Now, I live with my wife and my dog, and I was able to add coverage of up to $500 for any damage that my dog Jed causes to others' properties, like the landlord's, for $1.50 a month. So now all of these choices can be changed later, and you can also add water damage for less than $1 a month. As I said, I already added my dog Jet because he sometimes likes to chew on things, and I also added my landlord's details so he was notified of my coverage, which was required by my lease. Now, one thing I did, and I would advise you to do this too, is make a list of all my stuff with approximate values for each item, so I had a rough idea of how much coverage I needed. So even if you're not prepared, what I really liked about Lemonade was how they guided you through all your choices to make your decision as easy as possible. And another thing, you can adjust your deductible amount from $250 to $2,500, which is the amount subtracted from your claims payout. So I made mine $500. Finally, Maya, Lemonade's AI, spells out what's covered and what's not. For instance, if your dog is a high-risk breed and it bites someone, then you're not covered for that. And if you want earthquake coverage, for example, you need to add that separately. So you can keep adjusting your coverage until you're happy, and then you choose your start date and activate your insurance. It's really that simple. So I only got insured because my landlord insisted. But when my bicycle was stolen, I made a claim using the Lemonade app, and it was approved within a few minutes, which really impressed me. And I also liked how they talked to you in plain English without using small print or fancy words and terms that are near impossible for the average person to understand. And all of that puts you more in control and makes the whole process as painless as possible. Okay, so like I mentioned, Lemonade gives you a lot of options to customize your coverage. Their personal property coverage starts at $10,000, in which case you'll pay around $9 a month depending on where you live and the state of your building, and the more personal property you cover, obviously the higher your monthly cost will be. Now, what you get with basic coverage is damage caused by theft, crime, or vandalism, fire or smoke, weather like lightning, wind, or hail, and water damage from burst pipes or a flood in your building. But it doesn't cover flooding that comes from outside. You also have the option of adding extra coverage for anything you value, like musical instruments, cameras, and jewelry, stuff like that, which you can do when you sign up or at any time after you've started your policy. Plus, Lemonade uses an algorithm to process claims, and they say that around a third of claims are processed in about 3 seconds, which is extremely fast. And you also qualify for a discount if you use more than one kind of insurance offered by Lemonade, so it's worth looking at their other policies while you get a quote for renter's insurance. And like I mentioned before, Lemonade also offers comprehensive car, life, and homeowners insurance, and I personally also opted for their pet insurance like I mentioned because it comes with flexible plans to cover your pet's health, from blood tests, x-rays, MRIs, lab work, CT scans, and ultrasounds to specialty emergency care, hospitalization, and surgery. And their fees are pretty low on that end as well, with prices starting as low as $10 a month for cats and dogs. For example, you will pay around $45 a month for a 4-year-old golden retriever in Chicago enrolled in a plan with 80% coinsurance and an annual deductible of $250. So for pet owners like me, it's a great option to make the whole pet insurance process reasonable and pretty easy. Also, a portion of unclaimed premiums goes to a few different animal charities for that as well. And they offer coverage on cars as well for as low as $30 a month, but the price is going to depend on the type of car, your driving record, and how much you drive. Like if you're insuring work cars and the like, other drivers you want covered as well as their records, and so on and so forth. And Lemonade also offers life insurance. Their plans start as low as $8 a month, and if, God forbid, you die, your family can use the money to cover things like home mortgage payments, college loans, tuition, and any other debt, which could help your loved ones maintain their quality of life. And lastly, their homeowners insurance starts at only $25 a month and covers the cost if your home gets damaged, say if a tree falls on it, or if your stuff gets stolen, or if a visitor gets injured or damaged from some other natural disaster. Okay, so when I was shopping around for renter's insurance, I settled on Lemonade because I like their website and how transparent and accessible they were. But two other options worth mentioning are Geico and State Farm. Okay, so Geico is available in all 50 states and Lemonade is not yet. So you might want to consider Geico if you live in a state that isn't covered by Lemonade. But Geico coverage is offered through third parties, and if you make a claim, you'll likely be dealing with other companies, which makes the whole process more complicated, and there's a lot more red tape and small small print in their contracts than Lemonade's. Now, State Farm is a much older company than Lemonade, and they have a much more old school approach to renters insurance. If you don't like the idea of being served by a charming bot called Maya and would rather have a real person to deal with, then State Farm might be a good place to go. But personally, I found that Maya offered the best and most hassle-free service that I've ever had from an insurance provider, and I couldn't argue with the premium that I was offered, but it's really up to you. Okay, so my bottom line is that some people will tell you that renter's insurance isn't necessary, but if you're not a homeowner, I highly recommend you cover your stuff if it's a choice. And if it's required by your landlord, you'll need affordable coverage. And out of all my research, I was really impressed by how Lemonade got me covered in just a few minutes in a process that was easy. And not only do they offer some of the lowest premiums in the business, they also have a reputation for paying out fast and without any fuss. So check it out and see how much you'll pay for a lot of peace of mind and help if and when you really need it. Okay, that's it for this review. If you found this video helpful or interesting, give it a thumbs up and subscribe to see more videos like this. And as I mentioned earlier, if you do decide that you want to give Lemonade's renters or pet insurance a try, check out the affiliate link down in the description. It doesn't cost you anything, and you might even get a bit of a discount, which you wouldn't find directly on their website. And as always, I enjoy hearing your thoughts, and I'll try to get back to any comments or questions that you leave down below as fast as I can. And finally, guys, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.